Hey guys, in this section, I found a pretty cool indicator I want to talk about. Um, and so now we're going from traditional trading, high macro time frame swing trade, commodity spread trades, and now we're introducing technology into, like kind of like we've been using the technology with support resistance lines. It's not really an indicator, but we are using the technology that's available these days to almost automate our work and things like that. So we use indicators in the same sense to help us see things that we may miss and just make things a little bit easier and simplify stuff. So I think I call this swing trade with signals and indicators a modern approach. Um, in this little quick video, in this bonus, the tools and indicators we're just looking at technical charts, and we're going to use a tool called Super Trend. Now you can find this from anybody out there. They're pretty general. All you got to do is I'll show you how to finesse a little bit of the range expansions in there. They come standard with I think like certain level settings. I'll show you, but so these bottom tools down here, the ATR, average true range, pivot points, fractals. I'm not going to teach what they all are, but most super trend guys that program them base them around and plot them around these indicators, and which really help plot a lot of support resistance areas, average true range of a specific market you're trading for that particular exact market. And some even have them under fractals, which is a pretty cool thing I've been researching on my own lately too. It's been a pretty cool discovery for intraday trading for me, using fractal channels. But to each his own. And so I just wanted to share that real quick there, give you a little clue. But we're going to be using the super trend on the technical charts. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys a pretty cool thing that I found that you can use to help signal to you also and alert to you, almost like an administrator, a way to, exploit opportunities and that it doesn't go past you. Okay. Anyway, it's really cool, guys. Check this out. So about last week, we threw a commentary on bar chart and it had some pretty good analysis to it. It's pretty standard. Once you keep looking at swing trade charts and you use some tools, you'll, make some decent judgment. But we're not right all the time, We're not right all the time. It's just because we're human, right? And we're just analyzing another human emotion here in this market. So we had a big rally in nat gas, and I think I called the commentary here, and I felt it was too late. I didn't get in. But a pullback happened last week. Where was this pullback at? Happened, it was like several days ago. It went down a little bit against us, but it was overall a good call. And the thing was about the hourly chart on this is that we found one, we were bouncing off. There was like 4 different reasons. I believe momentum on the stochastic was pointing up, and that's the thing with stochastics is they move pretty quick. But we had some divergence. We had a pretty good candlestick pattern bouncing off the 100. We had a good Fibonacci retracement on the thing. And then and there was a good support resistance, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that bounced off that price. Yeah, there it is. It may have adjusted its dynamic because I think it was a little bit higher. So granted, all that stuff and all that analysis, not everybody wants to do all that all the time. Whereas you're not. It's not everything is very visible. And so one of the coolest indicators I found that helps show trends and find trends is that super trends. Now, again, you have to set these settings a little bit on them. They come standard with about a 3 on the factor. But depending on the market, I'll adjust them back and forth to make a cleaner signal. So it's a little bit market, a little bit, you got to finesse it a little bit on your own, like I said. But, just look at these signals, guys. This is using, and by the way, when you get a super trend, it comes with the super trend lines, and I'm not a big fan of them because I already have other things intraday, like fractal channels and stuff. So I try to clean the mess up a bit. There's no need for them. I just want the stamps, because when price breaks over a certain trend, that's when this stuff just signals off. And the cool thing is I'll show you how you can use it as an alert on your phone. What did I do now? Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, let's take this off, take off the line, and go back to these stamps. I just want these stamps because these stamps also can alert my phone. So it's like an administrator for me, I can trade these things, put on a spread trade, And when it's time to get out, it'll alert me. Now, granted, guys, yes, in a non-trending market, when things are running very tight, okay, like this, you can turn this off and not trade when price is bouncing in and out of these, like a 100 EMA, price is in a range. And nat gas is known to range sometime for long periods of time, and so is other commodities. But you can pick up and filter these things and rotate your positions in and out. It's just going to help you stay on the right side before things get crazy. Occasionally you'll have gap up, gap downs in any market. Like I said, you could lose money. Not everybody wins every trade. That's normal. But overall, over a series of alerts, we found that these things work. I simmed these things. I actually did real money on Forex with these things this prior week, and I was doing it through smaller rotations. I'll show that in the Forex section. So what I found like really cool, guys, is they also have another setting in here that'll change all the candle colors if you really need that psychologically, that assistance. You could change all the colors so that they match kind of like that trend, because it's following a trend. And so it changes color on you when the trend is changing. So like there's a breakout of this trend. Invisibly here, it's doing a really tight factor on this trend, and it breaks and it goes. But see, you didn't have to have all that analysis. You didn't have to be a Fibonacci king and bouncing off of this and bouncing off of that and support resistance lines. And, that's like data that I write for bar chart, and they like to hear that and a lot of that stuff. Guys out there love. But look at, if we just follow these signals, or at least even the color changes of these candles. How golden is this super trend indicator, guys? Like, this is nat gas. If you bought and sold at every possible turn of these things, okay, you would have been in really good hands and really good shape. Now, how do I set the alert on this thing? You go to the alerts. Once you have the indicator on your screen, click here at the top, create alert. And then instead of the condition, just pick the actual indicator. So super trend, when super trend goes long, I want it once per bar close. I'll set my date for whatever, up to the end of the month, closing out, trading time 1600, for example. I want to notify on my app, show a pop-up on this screen here. And then also, okay, fine, send me an email. If you have a premium deal, you can do like this, email to SMS if you have it. If not, anyway, and then here you just have your message, guys, like long super trend on the 1 hour. And you'll know it's nat gas because it's already there, right? On that. So on the 1 hour nat gas, you could just put NG. And then you do the same, set another alert for the short side. Pick the indicator, super trend, short, once per the bar close. Have this go for the end of the month, so then I can later on change everything later. Super trend short, 1 hour nat gas. And so now I have it here in my settings. So when nat gas hits that, when it stamps a short or buy on a close of the next candle and it wants to go short, it might do that until it gets here and then fire back off the other way. Because I personally think nat gas is going to rally up into the summer months. But you could be in this. You don't have to watch every single commodity. So this is the amazing thing I want you guys to really try to use. I think super trend has been, I've probably gone, guys, through about 300 plus indicators to test them. Of course, there's lag in some of these, but for the overall, this is an amazing tool to use. You can use it in almost any market. I back tested it on options for stocks. Showed significant rewards. I've done it on Forex. I've done it live on Forex, and I'm using it currently now for some of my commodity swing trades for the spreads. So guys, I mean, this is how many trades could you have been in here on nat gas and killed it just on spreads. So this part is really, really, truly a very viable piece of information, a tool to use. Check it out. You can download it from almost anybody. Super Trends indicator on the public library. Make sure you clean it up. I don't like too much stuff on my charts, but if it works and it makes me money, I'm using it. Okay, you could do that. You could set your alerts, have your alerts on. Depending on your plan, you could have anywhere from 10 to 30 alerts. So I'm working on all my alerts this weekend. I wanted to clear this up for this video, but yeah, and then just alerts your phone and you go and handle your swing trades and stuff like that. Now, I've done this on some smaller time frames. They're not always that perfect, But you're going to get more signals the smaller time frame you go on these things. Oops. So if I added my super trends on like a 5 minute, you're just going to get a lot more. You can try to sit there and day trade this. And it'll help you be on the right side of the trend. But again, they goes by candle close for the most part. If you don't want to get too many false signals, I usually like the candle close setting. And that's very important, guys, because these things will set off a lot of time and then it'll go off, then it'll set off again. And while that candle is running in 5 minutes, that thing can hit off a lot of times. So you want to have it on candle close only. Unfortunately, when you go in smaller time frame, that candle might have run enough past the first entry of the last candle, so you can have a lot of little losses when it's in these tight little ranges. But look at these trends. This is a 5 minute nat gas chart. Okay, so when it trends, it's gonna really make up. I've done this on forex and gone in 7 to 10 pip rotations back and forth several times this week, and I did it with my live account. It was too much work to do. I'd prefer to do them on swings, on higher time frames, because it's less alerts, so it's less little small tiny drawdowns, but for the most part, you don't lose much. Even here, you can get a little bit smart about it. What I'd recommend is maybe when prices on the other side of the 100 EMA, ignore all the longs, and things like that. You can do that, but then it starts setting you up for a different kind of habits. But on small time frame, you could also maybe adjust your alert signal size, from 1.5, maybe just you want 2.5 factor. So it gives you a little bit less, and again, if you use the rule to not sell when it's on the other side of the trend, you would have missed eventually this long run down here. That's why you got to kind of finesse this, guys, and figure it out. I'm just sharing this info with you. It's part of a trader sharing this with traders. I think that super trend will work really good in some of your strategies. You got to really just kind of work it a little bit the way it needs to be for your time frame in the market, but you can really do well with the super trend, especially the fact we have the technology where it alerts us. It again acts like your own personal secretary, your own little floor runner, saying, hey boss, you know what, nat gas is looking like short, and you can hop in. Now you have eyes on the market without having to hire staff, right? So another cool thing about TradingView, using the indicators there, is most of the script writers have really awesome alert capabilities on them, okay? If the guy's a good script writer, the guy or gal is a good script writer, you're going to have alert capability set to that indicator, okay? And then you want to set it to that time frame, off the time frame chart that you are comfortable with trading. This is a 1 hour chart, nat gas. So hope this helps, guys. Super trend indicator, pretty damn cool. I'd like to share more stuff with you guys in this bonus section as we go. Thank you.